Here today. I'd like to welcome you to the College of Education, Psychology and Social Work Orientation 2023 session. And if I could get the session to click. Why is it not? There we go. All right. You can tell that I don't do this session very often in this lecture theatre. I'll introduce myself in a moment, but I'd like to do the acknowledgement of country. Flinders University acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the lands on which its campuses are located, and these are the traditional lands of the Ariente, Dargaman, First Nations of the Southeast, First Peoples of the River Murray and Mallee region, Jawoyn, Kaurna, Larrakia, Ngadjuri, Ngarrindjeri, Ramengeri, Warramingu, Wardaman and Yolngu people. We honour the elders past, present and emerging, and I apologise if I didn't pronounce those accurately, but I am learning and I'm trying to make sure that I do that as good as I can. Manana Pudi, Kaurna Yata Ana. So welcome to Kaurna country. Today's session is delivered to you by Trudy Sweeney and Timna Garnett, who I'll introduce in a moment. Today's session, can you hear me okay? Is that all right? Today's session is focused on the Bachelor of Education Primary, and it is so fantastic to see so many potential new primary teachers here today. The agenda is basically what you can see on the screen there. So we're going to talk about some general things about the essentials to get these things sorted, making the most of orientation, how to access some help, some specific degree information to get you started. I'm going to invite Timna to come and talk to you about Landtight very briefly. Don't know if you know anything about it, but it's a very important thing we'll talk about today, and we will address all of your questions at the end. But before we get started, I would like to introduce our FUSA rep, and Fletcher, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely.
If you use a microphone, the people who are online can hear as well.
All right, so this is my first time doing this in a long time, thanks to COVID. So my name's Fletcher, he, him pronouns, and I'd also like to acknowledge I'm from, that we're meeting here on Kaurna country. I'm from FUSA, the Flinders University Student Association. So it's your student association. You can go there for help at any time. I'm here to speak specifically about the representation program, which is what I work with. So here at Flinders Uni, a big part of what we are as a university is that we're student-centred. And you'll hear people use that language all the time, right up to the most senior levels, right down to base levels, grassroots of this university, student-centred. And part of that is that you will have representatives, and you'll be receiving very shortly notice asking you to become a representative. And what that means is that you will be meeting with the teaching staff, talking through what the learning experience actually is, talking through what your experiences are with the intention of improving on that. It's a great way to get more involved in the university. It's a great way of improving the experience. It's also for people who are interested in teaching and pedagogy. It's actually a really interesting experience to talk through what your learning experience is like and do a bit of reflection. And you also get recognition and reward from the university. So if you are interested in the Horizon Award program, which is a professional development program that the university runs for students, you'll receive points towards that. And there's also other forms of recognition and reward that we do throughout the year. You can go to the FUSA website if you are interested in it, fusa.edu.au. For the student representation section, it's /SRO at the end for student representation opportunities. It's a bit of an ugly website, but it does the job. You'll be able to apply there. You'll be able to get the full position description as well. If you have any questions, you can talk to us at FUSA as well. We're down the hill. Many of you, I can see the bags that you've already come up the hill, and that's going to be a really torturous experience, particularly in summer, going up and down, up and down. You'll have calves the size of tree trunks by the end of it. But we're down there in the student hub, drop in 9 to 5 anytime for advice, support. Please apply. It's a fantastic opportunity. As you go through, every year you'll get the opportunity as well. So even if you're just starting, you're not quite sure what you want to do, you're not quite sure whether you can contribute, first off you can, but if you feel more comfortable, second year, third year, absolutely you'll be able to apply as well. I think that's it.
Please put your hands together for Fletcher. Mentioned is student-centred, and it is really important that there is a partnership between the Student Association and the academics here as well. So definitely something for you to consider. Think more about, you're not just a student here at university, you're actually going to become the teachers of the next generation. So hopefully you'll develop your confidence and start seeing yourselves as leaders, and projecting yourself as actually a partner in your education process. And that FUSA is an important strategy to help you. Why is it being difficult to get along with? All right, get your essentials sorted. So this is the key information just to make sure that you're fully organised. If you're not already, get connected to EduRoam. So hands up if you're already connected. All right, if not, fantastic if you are. You might like to actually start fiddling around with that, because you don't want to use your own data, use the Flinders data. You will be very pleased to know that the high-speed internet here is fantastic. So you may as well get connected onto EduRoam. The FAN is your surname and 4 numerals. That is what you'll use to log on to all the Flinders systems, and the same for your password, whatever your password is. If you need some help getting connected, you can go here to that link that's there. There's lots of support around, but getting on the internet is the first place so you can get all the information that you need. A student ID card. Hands up if you've already got your student ID card or got it organised. Fantastic, well done. If you haven't already, please log on to your Compass, which you can see the URL there, student.flinders.edu.au/Compass, and organise your ID card. You will need that for all sorts of things, such as accessing the books in the library or resources, printing, and also a range of discounts that you might get and a whole lot of other things. So get onto it early while you can and grab yourself your ID card. We have a new student section in Compass. Who's managed to check that out yet? It's really well worth going to. I've been really impressed by what's there. Some nice clear steps there across the top to get you started and guide you through everything that you need to know, just in case you don't get it all in today's session. It's hard to cover everything you need. So you will need to get some information on how to enrol and register in your classes, and everything is there. And if you need some help, you can also go to the Ask Flinders or call them and they can give you some support. But everything you need to get you started is on the new student section of the website. So I can't emphasise enough, that is your first place to go if you haven't already. To enrol in your topics. Now that's a strange thing because some universities call them subjects, some call them courses, but Flinders University is quite unique in the sense that we refer to the units of study or the courses or the subject is, we call them topics. So if you hear us with this language, that's what it means. So you will enrol in your topics by using the enrolment tab in the Connect, and that you will register for your classes. So when you enrol in a topic, you're enrolling in whatever it says there. It might be EDUC 1243, and then you need to register for a class within that because it might have multiple classes. But everything you need, a good place to start is here. Now, this one's really important. If you don't remember anything else today from this session, please make a note that you need to attend to the Unique Student Identifier, or the USI. Who's heard of that or thinks they might have one already? Fabulous. Wow, I think you're all organised. That's wonderful. If you're not sure, then you can go and check at that address there. But it's really, really important that you take a note. Even if you've already got one, you need to let Flinders University know what it is, because we can't find it out for you. It's not an automatic process. So please make sure that you put a note that you need to communicate to Flinders University via this link here. Find your USI. You need to tell us what your unique student identifier is. All right, now we're getting a bit tricky here. Most of you would be using what we call FLOW, the Flinders Learning Online Learning Management System. It's affectionately known as FLOW. That's where you'll find all of your education topics in 2023. Some of you, most of you, will also be doing in second semester an INNO topic, INNO 1001, and that may be in Canvas. So many of you may be familiar with a learning management system. It's a system where you get all of your instructional materials about your topics and assessments and communicate with your topic coordinator. Most of you will be using FLOW, Flinders Learning Online. However, the university is moving to Canvas. And so you may find that you will be starting to use Canvas in the second semester. So the important thing here is if you can't find your topics, you can go here and get some help. Your Flinders Okta dashboard. Do you all know about Okta? Hands up if you've got your Okta under control. Excellent, good work. Don't do like me. I came in here today and I didn't bring my phone to double the two-factor authentication. You've got to carry your phone around so that you make sure you can get where you need to be in your Okta. But have a look for FLOW or Canvas if you're looking for your topic information. But we are moving to Canvas in the years moving forward. Who's got a parking permit or their parking cell app all under control? Excellent. Who's parked out there without actually paying for any Cello Park? Good, that's a relief, because otherwise I'd say you probably need to get out there fairly quickly. You might be lucky this week, maybe, but moving forwards, you will get a ticket and a fine, which is quite hefty, and you don't need it if you are trying to park in the car parks without a permit or some sort of parking registration in your app. So please make sure that you know your parking areas if you're driving. You can also access the Flinders Railway Station, which is a good way to get in and out of the CBD. And there is the Loop bus, which is moving between Bedford Park, Sturt, Tonsley, and to the Flinders Rail Station as well. So it's a good way to get around. And hopefully you've got your transport under control. All right, we're going through fairly quickly, touching on a whole lot of essentials here. There's a lot to cover in this session, but one of the most important things is there are scholarships around. Some of you may be finding it increasingly difficult to fund your studies, so please be aware that there are 400 scholarships available across the university, not just for your course, so it is competitive, but if you have financial concerns or you want to apply for a scholarship based on academic merit, these are available to you. They close on the 8th of March, so add that to your list of things. 5 minutes to apply, you never know, you might get a scholarship and that could really help you out. Safety, very, very important. We take that very seriously here at Flinders University. If you experience or witness any unacceptable behaviour or harassment, you can make a confidential report. We encourage you to do so that we can make sure that we keep our campus safe and comfortable and inclusive for everybody. So there are some contact details here about how you can find out more about how to contact us by email or telephone. And what's really important to know is that making a report does not initiate a complaint. It is a way to actually let us know that you've experienced something or witnessed something, and then we can actually go ahead and investigate and take some action if required. But definitely safety, very, very important. Health, counselling and disability services. These are the go-to place for many students. If you have any sort of need to have a medical concern looked at by a doctor or nurse, you would like to have a chat to a counsellor, maybe you would like to talk to a disability advisor about studying with a health or a mental health condition, or maybe you would like to access some self-help resources. The Health, Counselling and Disability Services unit is available. They offer all sorts of high quality and confidential support services, especially to all of our students. So they specialise in your needs and what you might need. So definitely recommend them to you if you would like to contact them. They also have after hours crisis support and there's an SMS. So if all things become an emergency, you can actually get some really quick support if you need it. All right, Oasis is a really comprehensive service supporting student wellbeing here at the university. Who's seen the Oasis Centre already or been down there? A few of you. Make it on your list of things to do to investigate down in the campus main section there. Please make sure that you are aware that there are a whole range of fabulous proactive activities to help you with your social and wellbeing needs. They support your physical, emotional, social and spiritual needs of students, and they are really there to support you around, wrap support around you in everything else in addition to the academic support that you can get elsewhere. So make Oasis a really important stop. I was very interested in the forest walks, the mindful yoga, and there's all sorts of conversation groups and midday meditation, all sorts of things there that are listed on the slide. Welcome, Jackie. Welcome. All right. I'll just do a few slides and then I'll introduce you to some of our staff members. There are a range of services in Oasis. There's the prayer room, the conversation groups, equal opportunity advisors, there's a Pride network, and there's the Good Vibes Experiment, which sounds really fantastic, actually. I was reading up on all the free booklet that's available to all students all around the country, shared by our university on 20 strategies to improve your wellbeing as a Good Vibes experiment. I've put it on my list for something I need to investigate. All right, so making the most of orientation. Jackie, would you like to jump up now and introduce yourself, or would you like to, is now a good time? This is Jackie Thompson, who is our Professional Experience Director, and I will introduce you to some other members of the group as well. But Jackie is trying to attend multiple sessions today and they're all on at the same time, so I'd like to offer her the opportunity to introduce herself now. So welcome to Jackie.
Thank you, Trudy. Welcome to Flinders, everyone. I'm sure it's very exciting to be here, and congratulations on choosing to become future educators. As you're probably aware through the media, there is a national teacher shortage at the moment. So it's a great time to be a graduate, and we look forward to supporting you all to become amazing graduates as well. Now, just a little bit of information about professional experience. So who's an undergrad? Who's doing undergrad degree? And they're all undergrad, sorry. Yep. So across your degree, you'll do 3 placements. So the first one will be next year in your second year, and you'll do 15 days in that placement. And then in your third year, you'll do 25 days. And in your final year, you'll do a minimum of 40 days. So the number of days and the placement periods are very much laid down in terms of our accreditation, and also designed to fit around your academic study commitments. So that will help prepare you through your academic study. You'll get the really important theory that you'll be able to put into practice when you go on schools for your placements. So we'll see you in professional experience in semester 2 this year, and you'll be doing a topic that will have a professional experience component that will help prepare you and support you for when you go on placement. So many students find placements a little bit maybe nerve-wracking, but they also say it's one of the most important parts and enjoyable parts of the degree, because it's when you get to put that theory into practice and to find out if teaching's for you and you're for teaching, and I'm sure it will be. So I look forward to seeing you along the way. Thank you, Trudy, and all the best. Yeah.
Would you like to wait to a little bit later, Loretta? Yes. Oh no, I want to introduce you, but we'll do it. We'll come back to the presentation for a moment. So thank you, Jackie. Making the most of orientation. So there are 2 really important weeks, as you probably already know. This week is O Week, Orientation Week, which is Monday to Friday, as you can see. And then there's another week called Connect Week, which follows in week 1. So as far as O Week is concerned, there's a whole lot of special activities around to support you to find your way around Flinders University. Hopefully you'll do like Fletcher did and go and explore the path up and down between the plaza and here, and investigate all the sorts of different rooms and places where you might find some resources or connect with other people. Please log on to Flow or Canvas and make sure that you're getting familiar with Flinders and how it all works. Explore some of the skills that you'll need, and make sure that you access some of the resources such as the videos, just to see what's available to you and make the most of checking out everything that Flinders offers during this time before you delve into your study and you have to start actually thinking about assignments and readings and all the hard work that you'll do. So this is a great time to find your way around Flinders. Who's discovered Unify yet? All right, some of you, I can see some heads nodding, which is great. Unify is a program that Flinders is putting together to help students, particularly ones that are new to the Flinders University campus, actually connect with other people and find your way around the campus and meet some peers, or maybe some people who aren't even in your course that may become your best buddies or friends in the future. So develop your confidence. If you log on to the orientation activities on the website for Flinders, you'll see a big picture here that looks like this called Unify. And I really recommend that if you are feeling a little bit isolated or lonely and you want to actually reach out and start connecting with people, go and check it out. There's some really friendly network representatives here too, like Fletcher, who will support you to find your way around and start forming some friendships on the campus. The key message here is there's so much help available for you. You are not alone. All you need to do is work out who do you go to first. So here are some basics to get you started. Next week is going to be Connect Week, and that will be really an opportunity for you to do some social activities which are listed here. So this is Orientation Week, but if you go to the website, you'll see there's Connect Week in week 1 next week, and there's a whole lot of special events that are going on. You might like to plug them into your timetable when you're not attending any of your topics. We don't want you disappearing off doing these fun things when you should be actually going to your topics. So just make a note of that. There's some live music. The comedy show I thought looked good. All right, top tips. Keep connected via social media. If you're connected to EduRoam and you're on the Wi-Fi, why not connect with Facebook and Insta so that you've actually got a whole lot of instant information about what's going on. Now, we're going to get more course specific now, and these are really expectations for your education topic here. All right, so if you are full-time, hands up if you think you're going to be a full-time student. Excellent, good work. So full-time here really does equate to what you might expect if you were a full-time worker in, getting paid by an employer. It's about 36 hours a week. Sometimes that can change a little bit, but roughly, approximately 36 hours a week is what you should be aiming for. Each topic that you enroll in, remembering that if you're full-time, you will have 4 in semester 1 and then 4 in semester 2. Don't do any more than 4 unless you actually have some permission from me as your course coordinator or some other academic leader who has approved you to do so. But 4 topics, and they're each going to need a commitment of about 11 hours a week. Now, what I recommend to you is that you look at your diary and you think, where can you put in your part-time work and your sport commitments and your family commitments, and you'll need to start planning out where can you dedicate 11 hours per topic to have a full-time load. Do not get tricked. Some people think, my timetable says I only need to be on campus for 2 hours for the topic with Kerry, 2 hours with the topic with Timna, 2 hours with the topic with another person. I can go down the beach, or I can go and earn some money because I really need it in all the other hours. Then the first assignment's due, and maybe you didn't do so well, and all of a sudden all of those hours are going to catch up with you. You will need to do the hours to successfully pass the topic. So that is my message, my tip to you. Don't think that contact hours is the end of it. That's just the little bit that you have to think about turning up and having conversations with other people. You are required to do independent study of about 9 hours a week, and that includes often a lecture. Sometimes the lecture might be synchronous online, which means that you'll have the opportunity to log in at a particular time and place and discuss with the tutor and others in real time some things that are going on. Others are recorded lectures. So have a look at your topic information and that will tell you what your expectations are. But please plan and monitor that you are doing 11 hours per topic, because I can almost guarantee if you start scrimping on that, you might end up having to make an appointment with me to say, I need some help, please, because I'm falling behind. How can I help you? And I can sort out some help with you, but I'd really prefer that we didn't need to have to talk about how you might have to repeat the topic next year. So don't get yourself into that situation. It is really tricky being a university student. There are lots of things you need to juggle. You need money. We understand that. You need to have sleep, but you also need exercise, a social life, and you need to attend your classes. So think very carefully this week about how you can actually turn up. That should say in person, not online. You can see that it's actually cut off the bottom there. So you actually need to start thinking about your timetable. And it is difficult. I know it's difficult with part-time work and family commitments, but try to be proactive. And if you need some help, don't forget you've got the student counselling service, you've got your topic coordinators you can talk to, and you can also come and talk to me and we can help sort out how can we prioritise what you need to do. All right. In the Bachelor of Education Primary, I don't want to overwhelm you in all of the 4 years and all of the topics you need to do. This is just year 1. And you've got 4 topics that you do in that top row there. And then in second semester, you will do the second row. So EDUC 1232, EDUC 1230, 1224 are going to be 3 topics that I would expect all of you to enrol in if you are going to be enrolled as a full-time student. They should be common topics to all of you. You should be able to have a chat with a friend, anyone in the room, and they're probably enrolled in all those 3 like you. They might be in different workshops, but they will be in the same topics. This one here, the 1XXX, is a choice. I'll talk about the specialisation in a moment. In semester 2, these are the 3 topics that almost all of you will enrol in. EDUC 1243, 1222, ENO 1001, and the second primary specialisation, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So this is your first year sorted. There are 4 topics for semester 1, 4 for semester 2 if you are full-time. You have the option of being part-time. Anything that's 3 topics or less is considered part-time, and that's an option available to you as well. So remember those yellow boxes called primary specialisation? You need to think very carefully about making a choice here when you enrol, and I want you to think very carefully. So first of all, your course, if you look at the whole course for all 4 years, it has these topics called STEM. There are 4 identified as a STEM specialisation. Everyone will get to do them because it is a state and national priority, and employers are crying out for teachers who are interested in having skills in science, technology, mathematics, engineering. So everyone will get to do STEM. So that's great. We're going to set you up to walk straight into a job, show me the money. That's what we want for you. But you will also get to choose a second specialisation, and you need to choose wisely because we don't want you to change unless you really find yourself that you don't like it and you've made the wrong choice. So think very carefully. Are you very interested in specialising? And by specialising, I mean you'll do 4 topics. 4 topics in this. So you will become a specialist, if you like, not a teacher who's going to necessarily pick up a job in only doing health and PE or expressive arts or science or languages, but that will be your area of expertise as a generalist primary teacher. So think very carefully. Would you like to do health and PE as your area of specialisation, expressive arts, science, or languages? Who's got some language skills in here? Yay! I'd love to talk to you about whether you would like to do that as your specialisation. You would have a slightly different study plan if you choose, and I can help you to make sure that you navigate the 6 topics that you would do, because languages is a lot harder really in the sense that you need 4 content knowledge and 2 pedagogy. So happy to have a chat with you at any time about choosing languages. All right. Now, study plans. A study plan is that colourful thing that you saw before. If you're full-time, you'll do 4 years and there'll be 4 topics each semester. If you're part-time, it will be 3 or less. If you are reliant on Centrelink payments, then please bear in mind that 3 topics is the minimum enrolment to receive those benefits. Please do not create your own study plan because if you decide, oh, I'm not going to enrol in those ones that I showed you on the screen, but look, I can enrol in this one because it says I can, and it might be another topic. Just because you can enrol in something, not a good idea, right? Please make sure that you are enrolling in the ones I've showed you unless you contact someone like myself or Ask Flinders and you understand if you start choosing your own topics, it might actually end up a real problem when you go to talk to Jackie about professional experience, because you need to do a topic at the same time as you're trying to be out in schools full-time doing a placement. And so it adds time to your course. So please don't get caught in the idea of choose your own adventure study plan. Don't do that. Get some advice if the topics aren't meeting your needs and you need some help. Please choose your specialisation carefully. There is all sorts of fabulous support from Ask Flinders. Anytime you want to change topics or sort something out, contact Ask Flinders, and that you've got what we call the program of study or course rules. That's available there on the handbook, which is that link there. So it sets out for you, and this might be difficult for you to see. Who's had a look at their program of study already? Oh, fantastic. You are going to be awesome students. I'm so pleased. If you haven't already, the course rules are up there. You pull down each box. Year 1 won't be as colourful as the one I showed you, but will still list the same topic codes. It will tell you what your STEM teaching minor topics are that you need to enrol in, and INO 1001 is the first one. So that's under control. I've mentioned that already. And we've mentioned you'll need to choose the first 2 topics in first year for your primary specialisation. Have a chat to the person next to you and have a chat about what specialisation are you thinking you might do. Have a bit of a chat for a minute. All right, so thank you. Who's thinking of doing health and PE? Ooh, what about, I already know there's 2 languages, people. What about science? Oh, Timno, you might have some people there. That's wonderful.
Science.
Come on, science. And what about the arts? Excellent, good work. All right. Now, just remember that when you choose your specialisation, the rules for your course is that every initial teacher education program in the country, they all need to have a specialisation for their graduates that are in the primary courses. That does not mean that you're locked into only being that sort of teacher when you graduate. Far from it. All it means is that everyone will be a generalist teacher, still be able to teach every part of the curriculum in a primary school, perhaps not languages for most of us unless you have those skills, but there will be an area of expertise that you will develop in addition to what everybody knows. So it's not that you have to specialise and you won't get to teach other things. It's always really good to see some faces. I would like to introduce Kerry Bissiker. Would you like to jump up just so that they can see your beautiful face? Kerry's one of the faces there. Kerry's going to do EDUC 1230.
We will actually have a lecture and online lecture.
Apologies if the people online or on the recording can't see Kerry, who stood up in the audience then, but Kerry is the topic coordinator for EDUC 1230, and it's always great to see a face to a name. We've also got Cheeto, who's there in one of the circles, and Peter Walker. So these are the faces of the people, those three across the top are what everyone will need to know as your topic coordinators. So if you have any issues about the topic, which is, you know, some problems with assessment, or you can't attend, or you start falling behind, or you got an access plan, or there's some issue that you need to talk about the topic level, then you will contact these three individuals across the top. If, however, you might be in a workshop and there may be different tutors who are also teaching into the topic, then you will talk to your tutor as well. So you have tutors in a topic with a topic coordinator who coordinates the whole thing. Don't worry, we're here to help you with our structure if you need help. Now, the three people down the bottom are there for Amy Hamilton is doing those topics, the VISA topics for those who choose visual arts or expressive arts. If you choose science, you'll get the awesome, amazing Timna. And if you have chosen health and PE, you'll get Joss Rankin, who was the lovely person who popped his head in earlier and waved. So there are the topic coordinators there. I haven't put up the languages topic person because it will depend on what language that you use. So if you're going to do, say, German or Indonesian, they will be different people, and I'd end up with a screen of 6 more faces. So languages, I apologise for not putting up the faces that you will know. Now, the other year 1 academic staff that you will encounter in semester 2 or possibly earlier is you've got Ruth Ratcliffe, who's doing 2 topics there in semester 2. She's going to be really busy and you'll get to see her for basically 2 topics. Jackie Thompson, who you met before, who's going to work with you when you do the professional experience 1 topic. She's working with Ruth, sharing the information about professional experience. You've got the INO 1001 STEM, first STEM topic coordinator there, Bert. And you've also got, if you do the health and PE specialisation, the 2nd semester topic will be with Dr. Sam Elliott. There's my mug down there in the pink for helping you with anything course related. So if something happens and you've got some questions about your whole course, so for example, there's a family emergency and you need to go somewhere and you can't actually attend any of your classes, or maybe you've actually done something to yourself and you can't attend for whatever reason, a broken ankle on the sport that you've done or something. If it's going to affect multiple topics, you can contact me and I can work with your multiple topic coordinators to negotiate things on your behalf. It's easier often if I do that for you so that you don't have to follow up with individuals. We also have Dr. Timna Garnett, who's our land type coordinator, and I would like to invite Timna to come up and talk about land type.
Okay, very quick because this is a lot of information in your first orientation session, but land type is a requirement. It's a government requirement for any graduating teacher. And so being aware of it in your first year is pretty much the message we want to convey. You need to know it exists, and you have automatically access to our flow site that you can scan that code and it will prompt you to log in using your FAN. It's automated, so you have access. So you will receive communications through that into your email regarding what's relevant to you. In your first year, know it exists. Go in and have a bit of a review of the information that is provided, not just within the Flow site, but the links that contain there that push you out to the external company that does manage the actual testing phase. We will start to encourage you to sit. There are 2 tests, one for literacy, one for numeracy. We'll start to encourage you to have a first sitting, as it were, probably more towards the end of the year and early into your second year. That is the aim at this point. So lots of information. Good old Lenny is my spokesmodel. And as a wildlife conservation scientist in my former career, I always pull animals in just to make it a little bit more fun. All right, any questions? There's an email there, but the flow site is your first port of call.
Thank you, Timna. Another takeaway message for land type is that it is, who's heard of land type? Yeah, it's in the news all the time. It's about this idea that teachers must have the highest standards of literacy and numeracy. Even in the primary school, when you're standing there working with your students in the classroom, we need good role models who actually know how to show students how to communicate and function in society at a very high level. So it's a 2-hour test and you have 3 attempts at it, and you must have it done in order to graduate. So you will not be able to grace the stage and throw your hat if you don't actually have your land type organised. So just bear in mind, it is something very important, and keep that acronym land type, literacy and numeracy test for initial teacher education, land type. Just make sure that you have heard of it and you know that it's really important to get onto it. Maybe not right here, right now. All right, questions. Do we have any questions online, Timna? Excellent. How about some questions here? Hit me with them. There must be some. I'm sure there's some burning questions. Have a chat to the people next to you, see if they've got any questions. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Just letting you know that the recording has stopped. So basically, there's no questions going to be recorded. So if you would have any questions, now's your big time to ask them. Come on, someone be brave. Thank you. Excellent question. So if you go to your program of study or your study plan and you see all 4 years, you will see right at the end in the last semester there are 2 electives. Now, electives can be enrolled in any time that suits you. So if you are a smart individual who is really dedicated to doing your study and trying to do it as efficient as possible, you might start planning ahead as to when you might do those electives. So there are different ways to do it. You don't have to leave them right to the end, but my recommendation is don't do them too early, because by the time you are in your 4th year, you may find that the world's changed a little bit and there may be some really special electives that are offered that are going to be really timely and sought after by employers just before you go and transition into the workforce. So for example, I highly recommend the Calmer Classrooms topic. It is about student behaviour management and wellbeing. It is an absolutely brilliant topic, but it is best done after you have had your 3rd professional experience placement in the 3rd year. Well, your 3rd year professional experience placement, just before you actually transition into the workforce. So don't do them too soon. But you may choose to do another topic in an intensive. You might see something that is really attractive to you and squeeze it in between semesters, and then that's one less topic you have to do at the end of your semester. So I'm happy to chat to you at any time about your electives. Probably nothing to worry about today. I would not recommend putting them in your 1st year, semester 1, because wait till a little bit later. All right, excellent question. Anything else? Yes. That's an excellent question. Now, I would say no, there are no current exams in topics for this course. However, that could always change. At this point in time, I don't believe there are any. We do have one in the Masters Primary, but that's a 2-year program for people who already have an undergraduate degree. If you find yourself doing, and I'm not sure about INO, I don't think so, it's all group work and things, but if you ever find yourself in a situation facing LANTI exams or any exams in any topic and you're feeling really anxious or worried about it, health and counselling are absolutely fantastic. They have supports for dealing with anxiety and trying to scaffold your experience so that you don't have to worry about exams. All right, excellent question. Another one, please. Any question at all? Yes. Excellent question. Now, textbooks, I didn't include the slide about it today because I thought, oh, it's just another thing. Jump onto your Flow site for your topics that you have. Unfortunately, Kerry isn't here to right now, but just have a look to see what the reading requirements are, because when you go to the Flow site, you will see an icon called Readings. If you click on that, it will tell you what the readings are. Often there is at least one textbook, but you don't always have to purchase it, some because they are very expensive, but have a look. They are generally available in the library, which is a good option for you. And if you want your own copy, there are options available to you to get it through through various websites, but all the information is on your Flow site. Excellent question. One more? One more? All right. Thank you so much today. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous time. Keep cool. It's very hot outside. Look after yourselves and see if you can have a chat to at least 3 people in the next hour just to say hello. How are you? I know you're doing the same 3 topics as me, probably. Thank you.